Today we're going to be making our 15-star weapon. I know you guys have all been waiting for this video, but I just wanted to point out that someone put a tank in my room, and yeah, it says it will be done on the tank. If you guys can read that little fine text, it is a little bit low res, but yeah, is that tank going to blow down that wall over there on my right side, or what's the big deal? But anyway, if you're new to the channel, I upload PSO2 content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. We're getting so close to that 20,000 subscriber mark that I'm trying so hard to get before the end of the year. It'd be really awesome if I could hit it before December. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. Alright, so first things first, we gotta pick up our weapons. So in order to make our Atlas EX weapon, we're gonna need our Atlas Katana, which is the value over here. We need to unlock that, as well as our Lumiere weapon, which took us a pretty long time to make, and we need to unlock that as well. Since that's done, let's head over to Ziggs. So we're gonna talk to Ziggs, we're gonna go to melee weapons, we're gonna go to the katanas, and we're gonna be making the Atlas EX right here, right? We're gonna click on that and go exchange. Then over here it's going to tell you we need an Atlas Valua plus 35, as well as a Lumiere weapon plus 35, as well as 400 X cubes. So we're going to boop, boop, and boop. Once you've done that, the next step is very important. It's going to ask you to select a base weapon. Your base weapon is the one that has all of the augments on it. So I do not pick the Lumiere weapon because I don't have any of the good augments on it. I'm going to be picking the Atlas Valua because all of my S abilities are on the Atlas weapon. Alright, so I'm going to pick this as the base weapon. It's going to ask you, are you sure? It literally tells you here in gold, the following will be inherited from the base item, from the Atlas Valua. And it's going to tell you all of your skills over here. And then you're going to click yes, and boom, exchange complete. And now you can see here is my Atlas Valua EX weapon with all of the augments that I put on it. Obviously there are two skills which I have not augmented. It still has Might 1 and Precision 1, but I really don't care because it has all the S abilities I want, and I'll fix this up later on. However, what I want you to take a look at is the potential. Sometimes it messes up the potential, sometimes it doesn't give you the potential that you actually want. But in this case it works for me because potency increases by 10%, you can survive one fatal blow, and your HP recovers gradually after activation. So this basically gives me Iron Will, so I'm happy because I want this. However, for example, when I made my Ophistia weapon, when I transferred all of my augments over here, my potential was wrong. It wasn't giving me the right potential. It gave me some like photon blast potential, and it didn't give me the Nemesis weapon potential, which is really weird. But if it gives you the wrong potential, don't worry. Here's how you fix it. You're going to come over here to Monica or Dudu, depending on who you want, and you're going to just click on switch potentials. Once you click on switch potentials, let's say that you want to switch your Atlas EX weapons potential, you click on that and you can switch it from the Unflagging Spirit to the Unflagging Spirit Redux, which is the new one, which is the better one. It actually increases your potency by 18%, as well as allows you to get one proc of the Iron Will. So it's much better than the regular one. The regular one's only 10%, this one goes up to 18%. So obviously we want the better one. So you're going to click on it. However, you're not going to have the resource in order to upgrade this yet, mainly because you'll see right here the Lumiere Fragment ML times 240. We don't have this. We can't farm for this yet. So we're just gonna have to sit on our butts and wait until we can farm for this in order to upgrade it. Now another thing to take note of is over here, switching potentials will not return the enhancement level to 0. So your enhancement is plus 35, it'll stay at 35, don't worry about it, and the levels of the potentials will not reset as well. So you can see right now we're using Unflagging Spirit level 3, so when we change it to the new version, it will also be level 3. Alright, so unfortunately we cannot change it to the Redux version, which is the upgraded version right now, so we're gonna have to wait for that till we get the content, which allows us to farm for it. However, if you're using the Ophistia weapon, you can exchange it. You can click on over here and you can change it to Dark Phantom or Dark Shield of Temptation, depending on whatever you want. You get 3 choices. Do not pick the Dark Phantom Redux one because this one again will require that crazy material that we don't have yet. Now the next thing that I want to talk about is if you went the Ophistia route like myself, make sure to start thinking about your S abilities, because now that you've got an Ophistia weapon, it has compatibility with S1, S2, and S3. While when we were using our Nemesis weapons or our Raven weapons, you know, we couldn't get any S abilities on it. So let's say that you want an S ability on your Ophistia weapon now. How do we do that? So if you've been saving a bunch of weapons or just farming a bunch, what you can do is you can check your inventory over here or your storage, go to all storage and just have S3 and then search. And I'll show you a list of items over here and you simply just browse through it until you find the ones with S3. So you can see here that my Val Zems +9 over here has aggressive will, S3, right? So it's like, okay, so that's pretty cool. That has an S3 ability. Let's see if I have anything else. Nope, I've also got a Val Vetra over here, which also has aggressive will, which is the same thing. So I can take out a weapon over here. Let's say that I want to take this one out to rip off that S3 ability. Then I can search S2 right here. And oh, look, I've got a Val Valua over here with Lustrous Strike over here, which gives me PP regeneration whenever I attack. So sure, let's take that out. And then let's search up S1, see if I got an S1 ability. And no, unfortunately, I don't have any weapon with an S1 ability in my storage. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we're going to head over to Monica again right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to transfer S grade augments. Click on this. And then first of all, you need to pick your base weapon. So my base weapon is of course my Ophistia weapon, right? So yep, boom. And the next thing you can pick is the weapon that you want to rip off your S ability from. So I've got all these weapons over here with S abilities. So let's do the Val Letra over here, which has S3 aggressive will. I'll click on that. And boom, I can rip off aggressive will. And then over here are all the different abilities that I originally had on my Ophistia weapon. So I still kind of want Spirit 6 because I really like the PP. I want the Might 4, I want Astral Soul obviously, and I want Sentence Might. But maybe I'll give up Arcs Max. I don't need Arcs Max anymore. So I'll just give that up and I throw in the aggressive will. Then I go to the next item over here and says, oh, you're going to be giving up Arcs Max. Are you sure about that? And I can just say yes. And then a second menu is going to pop up over here with less augments and you might be flipping out going like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Don't panic. This is simply for your other weapon, the Val Letra. You know, we ripped away the S ability from it. So it's only got 4 abilities left. So it's going to down slot. As you can see here, when I go confirm, it's like, oh, you're going to lose a slot. Are you okay with that? And you're going to click yes. And right there, you'll see that my first item will get aggressive will. My second item will lose aggressive will. And go yes, done. And boom. So now when we zoom all the way out, I press I. Let's go over my Ophistia weapon. And you can see that, hey, my Ophistia weapon now has aggressive will, but it doesn't have Arcs Max anymore. And now I can put in my S2 ability onto this weapon. So again, I talk to Monica, I go to transfer S grade augment, I click on my Ophistia weapon because that is my base weapon. And then here is my Val Valua at +35, and I'm going to rip the S2 ability off it. Click yes. So now I've got S2, S3, I've got Might 5, Spirit 6, Astral Soul, and over here I'm going to give up Flicked Armor. I'm going to pick up Sentence Might, and voila. So I'm giving up Flicked Armor over here in order to get my S2 ability, Lustrous Strike, or Lustrous Strike. I can't read English. Leave me alone. I'm going to click to next item, and it's going to tell you, you're giving up Flicked Armor. You sure? I'm going to be like, yeah, no problem. And then this will come up again, but this is for my Val Valua. It's going to be like, yo, you took away your S2 ability. You only have 4 augments over here now. So you're going to be like, yeah, no problem. It's going to tell you it's going to down slot. You say yes, it's all good. And click yes. Bada bing, bada boom. Transfer complete. So now when you look at my Ophistia weapon, it's got S2, S3, and it's got 4 more augments. Now, of course, I could upslot this to get more augments, but if you were going to do that, you would really want to upslot before you start putting in augments or before throwing in S ability, so forth and so on. The reason why I'm okay with this is because I have an Atlas EX weapon as well. So I've got 2 weapons to switch in between, and so I'm not too fussed about only having 6 augments. So the point of doing this is really just to show you guys that, hey, your Val Valua did not get destroyed because all we did was take away the S ability from that weapon to put it into another weapon. So it's pretty important to keep certain weapons which have S ability augment factors, because you can continuously take that augment factor off that weapon and put it onto new weapons, such as my Ophistia weapon. So your items don't get destroyed, don't worry about it. So let's throw all of that into storage. So you can see over here, that my melee power is pretty intense, 3.6k, and if I take the attack drink, it actually boosts this power up to like 4.2, 4.3, and this is considered on the lower end because I am using an Ophistia weapon. However, compared to my Atlas EX weapon, the Atlas EX weapon is 3.6k as well over here, but do keep in mind that I only have really crappy stats over here. It literally gives me 10 melee power and 10 range power. While if we look at my Ophistia weapon, you know, I'm fully decked out here. I've got Astral Soul, I've got Spirit 6, Might 5, all this other jazz. And the damage difference is only 13, alright? It's only 13 difference with a fully augmented Ophistia weapon versus a non-augmented Atlas EX weapon. So if you're sitting on the fence, by all means, go ahead with the Atlas EX weapon. It is very, very strong, and especially if you want to push it to 7 or even 8 augments, then it can be ridiculously strong. However, do keep in mind that the Lightstream weapons, or the Trailblazer weapons as they call it on the global servers, is also available. You cannot get it right now, however you can start farming for certain pieces. So let me show you the Trailblazer weapons. So we're going to talk to Ziggs over here, we're going to go to melee weapons and katana. And right here is the Trailblazer katana, which requires the Starquake katana plus 400 X cubes plus the Founder's Amphitrite. So 400 X cubes, very easy. The Founder's Amphitrite, very easy. Just do your mission pass to tier 30 and you get that for free. Now, the Starquake katana is gonna kill you, but it's actually not that bad, but I will need to make a separate video kind of walking you through it. The reason for that is because when we look at this, you can see this beautiful list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need 5 different katanas, all at plus 35, plus you need 150 of those void fragments, which you can't farm for right now. So getting this weapon will take a little bit of time. So if you guys want to stick with your Atlas EX weapons for now, or your Ophistia weapons for now, and just slowly farm up all the mats, slowly farm up all the weapons that you need in order to get your Trailblazer, and then maybe like 1 month down the line for those really try-harding, you might be able to make your Trailblazer. But for all my casual players out there, I'm estimating 2 to 3 months before you'll be able to get your Trailblazer. So you'll still get a lot of mileage if you want to stick with your Ophistia weapon, or if you just want to use the Atlas EX weapon. They're both very good choices. Obviously, if you want more damage and if you want the Iron Will passive that can proc once every dungeon, then go for the Atlas EX weapon because it does more damage. But if you just don't want to deal with augmenting, or you've already invested so much, sticking with the Ophistia weapon is fine, alright? You're doing a little bit less damage, but it's not the end of the world. So I will do a damage comparison in a separate video, mainly just showcasing the Atlas EX weapon versus the Ophistia weapon. But just on paper, I'm like 99% sure that the Atlas EX weapon is going to be better. Plus you get an extra S ability, it supports the S4 abilities, so yeah, basically everything is in favor for the Atlas EX weapon, and nothing is really in favor for the Ophistia weapon, except for the fact that you don't need to re-augment everything. Well, I mean, you still kind of have to. You have to throw in this S abilities. Now, before I end the video, I also want to just point out that there are new units available as well. We can't make them yet, we can't farm for them yet, but I just want to show you guys that they are available at Ziggs. When you go to get unit over here, back pieces, there is the Trailblazer units, which look freaking sick. I love how they look. It's so dope. But these units are essentially the next tier of units that we want to work towards. So it's very similar to like the Clesis and Ivlitas. You'll need to get the Starquake units first and then upgrade them into the Trailblazers. Alright? Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome? For the heals, the boosts, the